And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Sharif Abdel-Quddus.
And welcome to all of our listeners and viewers. We begin today with the latest news in the controversial case of Dept Almontaser. She's the founding principal of a New York Arabic language school who was forced to resign following a right-wing campaign in 2007. In a non-binding ruling, the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has ruled the New York City Department of Education discriminated against Almontaser, quote, on account of her race, religion, and national origin. Almontaser is a Muslim of Yemeni descent. She was forced out over her comments in the New York Post when she explained the use of the word intifada or uprising. The Post had questioned Almontaser because the word intifada appeared on a T-shirt of a women's organization that sometimes used the offices of a community group where she was a board member. The T-shirt had nothing to do with her school, the Khalil Gibran International Academy, but Almontaser came under right-wing criticism for not denouncing the use of the word intifada.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's ruling comes 3 years into Almontaser's fight for reinstatement. The ruling calls on the Department of Education to reach a just resolution in accordance with Almontaser's demands. In addition to reinstatement, she's also seeking back pay, damages, and legal costs. But the New York City officials are refusing to reverse their stance. Paul Marks of the New York Law Department said, quote, "The Department of Education in no way discriminated against Ms. Almontaser, and she will not be reinstated. If she continues to pursue litigation, we will vigorously defend against her groundless allegations," he said. Well, we're joined here in our New York studio by Dept Almontaser. We're also joined by her attorney, Alan Levine. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Well, this is a very significant ruling by the federal EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Can you talk about your reaction to it?
Well, thank you for having us. We're really pleased to be here. First, I want to say that I was absolutely delighted by this, that a neutral official body, government body, actually recognized that there was wrong done to me. And so it's truly a vindication for me and all people, a victory for all people of color, and specifically Arabs and Muslims in the post-9/11 world.
I want to read a quote from the EEOC's decision. It says, it found the Department of Education succumbed to the very bias that creation of the school was intended to dispel, and a small segment of the public succeeded in imposing its prejudices on DOE as an employer. What's your response to that?
My response was truly incredible to that. When I saw that, I was like, this is exactly what this school was about. It was to dispel the fears and misconceptions that Arabs and Muslims have been under. It's an opportunity to educate the broader public about Arab culture and history and heritage. And so this truly was a vindication to see that comment being written in the report. It truly says a lot about what the school was about. And sadly, it was made to be something else.
Can you go back in time for us, Dept Almontaser, and explain what happened? First, about Khalil Gibran, the founding of this school, and how that happened.
So, Amy, the way that it all came about was New Visions for Public Schools and the Department of Education was interested in creating an Arabic dual language school. They spent 6 months looking for someone, and every time that they spoke to individuals in city government, at the Department of Education, and in the community, everyone referred them to me. They referred them to me because of my work as an educator. I've been in this system now 19 years. They referred them to me for the bridge building work that I've been doing between Christians, Jews, and Muslims. The incredible interfaith work that I've been engaged in just showed that I was a perfect candidate for this. And so New Visions for Public Schools invited me for a meeting. We spent 2 hours where they were convincing me this is the next step of my career. Shortly after that, I engaged in putting together a design team and, with the help of the community, finding a lead partner. And we ventured on the creation of the school. And the design team that I brought together was as diverse as the city of New York: Christians, Muslims, Jews, Latinos, Asian Americans, African Americans, who were truly, truly engaged and compelled by the mission and vision of such a school, and who, some of them, wanted their own children to go to this school. And so this school was approved in February of 2007, and shortly after its approval, and it was...
Was it a charter school?
It's a public school, a full-fledged public school. And shortly after it was announced in the New York Times, in 48 hours, the right-wing blogs began to blog about the school, that it was going to be a madrasa, that it was going to be indoctrinating children. And several weeks later, they realized that I was an Arab and Muslim and decided to also then editorialize about me. And what's sad about all of that is they just took snippets to create this foreign individual versus looking at the person that I was and how integrated my family was in New York City. They never made mention of the fact that my son served at Ground Zero as a National Guardsman. They never made mention of the fact that my family has several individuals in the New York Police Department, and for that matter, individuals who actually are Marines and who have actually served in Iraq. So they created this caricature of me that portrayed me as this foreign entity that people should be afraid of, versus the incredible person that many people across the city knew. And what was alarming about it was my colleagues and my friends were just in shock that people could create such havoc. And so as the days progressed and weeks progressed, in June, a group of people formed this organization called the Stop the Madrasa Coalition, and they made it their job to continue to editorializing about the school.
And explain that. Stop the Madrasa. Madrasa just means school in Arabic,
yes.
But it has this connotation in this country.
It's developed a negative connotation based on the schools in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And so, unfortunately, this group, was very aggressive in looking for things and trying to create things. And it led to them finding out about Arab Heritage Week, which is something that I inaugurated with the City of New York. In July, there was a week of events honoring Arab heritage. And what they did was attend all of these events, looking to see if they would find something. They found this T-shirt at the Arab Heritage Park Festival. They took a picture of it. They put out a press release.
That's at Intifada NYC.
Yes. And they put this press release out. News media from all over the country called the Department of Education. The Department of Education called me and said, "Debbie, can you tell us what's going on?" And I said,